If you're in trading business, if you own a prop firm, a broker, or a community, or you're just a business owner who wants to learn more about email deliverability, why it's important, how it will help you, and how to actually improve it, just watch this video. I'm going to go through 4 steps and explain how it helps me in my businesses building TradeLocker and how it helped me building over 40 different businesses in the last 10 plus years. Probably we're sending a couple of emails every single month. In this video, I'm going to go through 4 steps. All right. First, I'm going to go through understanding why email deliverability is important. Then how to set up your domain correctly so that it improves email deliverability. Then I'm going to give you some tips what you should or should not do when sending emails. And in the last step, I'm going to explain how to maintain the email deliverability, making sure that once you do it and set it up correctly, you don't lose it, and that you keep your email list clean, your domain reputation clean, how to track the metrics. All right, so I'm going to share the screen now and start explaining. All right, so the first step is actually understanding what is email deliverability, and in the next 2 minutes I'm going to explain to you why it's important and what it is. So basically what email deliverability helps you with is getting into inbox. You can have the best email campaign in the world, but if you don't set this up, it doesn't matter. It won't get into the inbox. You already know when you're reading your emails which ones get into the spam folder, which ones get into inbox, and which ones go to forms, promotions, and so on. So there are different folders depending on which email software you use, and our goal is getting into inbox. And to get the highest chances of getting into inbox, you gotta focus on setting up your domain correctly and all these other steps that I'm going to show you soon. If you set this up correctly, you're going to improve your open rate, your click-through rate, and as a result, you will sell more. So this is the base of any email campaign. Now, I'm mentioning here brand reputation. So this is connected to your domain reputation, and this is basically the score that the servers of email providers give to your domain. Once you mess this up, it's going to be very difficult to correct this. If your emails start going to spam, it's much more difficult to make sure that they go back to the inbox again, because your reputation will be bad. So make sure that before sending and doing something crazy or stupid, just watch this video if you're new and you will understand. And also, email is one of your most important marketing channels. It's just pure profit, right? You already got the contact of that person and now you just gotta send emails. It doesn't cost you anything. So on average, $1 spent or invested into email marketing gives you $36 to $46 back, depending on the industry and what you do. You can basically calculate this by just add 20-30% on top of your revenue. This is kind of an easy way to calculate the additional revenue you will generate with email. And most important thing, if you're in trading business, this is the only marketing channel that you actually own. This is the only asset that you actually own, besides maybe phone numbers that you already have. And they might ban you from Instagram tomorrow. They might kick you out of YouTube tomorrow. They might forbid using different marketing channels, but email will always be yours. So how do you actually do this? Part 2, I'll explain the domain setup next, so it will take me about 3 to 5 minutes to do that. First of all, don't send emails from Yahoo or Gmail or any other provider. Use your domain. Buy a domain. Buy a short domain, as short as clear as possible. Use your brand so that it's recognizable, so that people know it's coming from you. And try to get a .com domain. Don't try to get .broker or something like that, or .online. This doesn't really matter. It's either .com, and if you cannot get .com, .co, .io, .org, .net, those are all good. But try to get .com. After you buy the domain, go and connect it to Gmail or any other email provider service which helps you set your email up. Basically, if you're using webmail, it's going to be very difficult to organize your email, and it's just gonna be a mess. And forget about it. Just go to G Suite, buy Google Workspace subscription. It's about $6. Connect it to Gmail. This will also improve your deliverability a bit, because Google has good servers and it's got good tracking. It's got its requirements, so you gotta make sure you follow those. And there have been new ones recently, but at least you know where you stand. Next thing you gotta do is go to your domain provider. So if you bought it on Namecheap or GoDaddy, just go there, log in, go to domains, go to DNS settings, and make sure you set up SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. These are all important DNS records that will make sure you have rules of what's going on with your emails. I won't go into details, but you can search online why this is important. Each of those is one of the most important things that you will do on this list. And if you don't do this, it will be very difficult to get into the inbox. Sooner or later, you will mess up. Once you set those DNS records up, you will probably need to wait anywhere from 24 hours to sometimes even 3 days, 72 hours for this to start working, depending basically on your email servers. And then what most companies don't do is they don't warm up the emails before they start sending them. So what's a big mistake that companies don't know, or most of them don't know that exists, is when you buy a new domain, it's got no reputation. The email servers just see it's a new domain, it's got no reputation, and they're not sure if this is spam, if this is quality email that somebody will want to receive, and stuff like that. So the world is just getting more complex, guys. There's more regulation, more compliance that you need to follow. So one of those is just email deliverability is getting more complex. It's not getting simpler. So you gotta warm up your email. I would recommend anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks of warm up. That means that you send and receive emails which people actually open and read and reply to, and do this for 2 to 4 weeks, and increase the number of emails that you send, receive, and reply every single day until you reach about 30 emails per day, and then you will be ready to send a much larger number of emails. In order to do that, you can do that manually, but I recommend just Google warm-up email tools and set up one of those. This will take you, again, 2 to 4 weeks. You can already start sending emails slowly, but don't do too much. Don't ever send 10 emails per day or more without warming up your email, all right? Just make sure you do this right. It will be very valuable in the future. Next thing, check your deliverability score. There are tools out there, just Google that as well. There are tools which will show you your email deliverability. Basically, they track how many emails actually get into the inbox folder, how many get into the promo tab, how many get delivered, how many bounce, stuff like that. You want to get at least 95 or even 98, 99% score. And you will use these tools to track deliverability in the future as well. All right, and that's how you set up your domain. Next thing, when you're sending emails, these are the tips which you should follow. If you don't follow those, it will be very easy to mess up the domain reputation that you have built. First of all, leave the email warm-up tool running. Don't shut it down if you're sending a lot of emails. Leave it on. Just increase the limits of how many emails you're sending to warm it up and to keep it warm. And then next, a couple of tips. And if you want to learn more tips, I have this email workshop that I will hold. Just message me or reply to my emails, or just send a comment on my YouTube video if you're interested to learn other tips and other steps. This is just about deliverability, right? First of all, do not send photos in your emails if you don't have to. If you're a business and you really need to send photos, that's fine, but photos decrease deliverability. Photos just make your emails larger. They could show the information that your email server provider doesn't want you to send to your subscribers, because they cannot check it that easily, and that's why photos are not a good thing to do to send in your emails. So try to reduce this to a minimum. If you have to, just send one photo, that's it. Also, a good strategy is if everybody in your industry is sending photos, check your open score, check your click-through rate, check the sales on emails with photos, and try sending just text. And then just compare the metrics. Next thing, links. Links are the trickiest part in emails. If you send links, try to send 2 to 3 links for a good reason and explain exactly which link is for what, and only send links and photos when your emails are warmed up correctly. Links could be viruses, links could be a risk for your subscribers. The more links you have, the more risky the email and I would just suggest to use the strategy which I like. Instead of adding a link in an email, just whatever the reason of sending the email, instead of the link, just say, hey, reply to this email and I will send you the link. That works much better, and replies are a good metric for email deliverability because the server will notice that people actually read and reply to those emails, so they are real and you're not sending spam, so that will help you out. Another thing, attachments. Never send attachments. Like, only if you're in sales and you use this email for personal reasons or business reasons directly, one-on-one, and you're not using this email for promotions, only then you can send attachments, but otherwise never send attachments in promos. Next thing, keywords. All the keywords like free, discount, cash, money, invest, financial advice, and all these other things don't help you. If you have those in subject line, if you have those in your email, it will reduce your email deliverability for sure. Make sure that you don't send emails to emails that bounce. So there are emails that are not used anymore, that are expired, that your subscribers are not using anymore, that the domain maybe is expired or there is no email at all, and those emails will bounce, which means the email will not get delivered and that will damage your reputation. Also, another thing is, don't send emails to everybody. So as your email list grows, segment your emails, send emails to the most engaged subscribers. Not everybody wants to read your emails. So as you're getting bigger and bigger, think about who wants to read that email to make sure that it gets delivered, gets opened, gets clicked and replied to, and it's actually interesting for the reader. Otherwise, you'll just mess up your open rate and people will just unsubscribe from your email and your deliverability will suck. All right, next and last thing. There is more, but I just want to make this quick. Personalize the emails. This just helps. If you have more dynamic fields and more personalization, it will just look more like a natural email to the email provider, and you will get better deliverability. Last thing, I'll just go over it quickly, 3 to 4 minutes. Make sure that once you implement those tips, just maintain clean lists. So remove all the bounced emails, segment your groups of subscribers based on activity and who wants to see what based on what they're interested in. Don't send all the emails to everybody. That's the biggest mistake you can do, and that will help you out as long as you don't mess it up with these most common mistakes. Then monitor your reputation. Use those tools that check the deliverability, and track your score. So track the domain reputation score, track the open rate, track click rate. Look for mistakes, look for big differences in open rate and deliverability. If something big happens, if you're thorough, you will notice it before it's too late. All right, so this is it for this video. If you're interested to learn more, not just about deliverability, but also about what to write, which tools to use, how to actually do this step by step, which emails to send, when to send them, how to write them, how to segment your audience, and other tips, I will hold a workshop. It's going to be about basically all the things that you need, how to do them, how to set them up, what to do, and everything else that you will need to know, and everything that I have learned in the last 10 plus years sending emails. So if you're interested, that's probably the only thing you will ever need to buy for sending emails. So reply to my email if you're a subscriber, comment on this video, or follow me on Instagram. Ask me about the workshop. I'll probably hold it in the next 2 weeks after I publish this video.